Does anyone know the world's population right this second? Or how about right now? Well, according to the worldcounts.com, right now the world's population is roughly 7,445,053,200. They estimate that 255 babies are born every minute. After factoring in deaths, the population grows by over 200,000 people every day. From a glance, this growth in population may seem harmless. Some even say that it's beneficial to us. But the truth is that overpopulation is stealing the resources dedicated to our future. As a father, I intend to do everything I can in order to protect my son and his future. As dwellers of the earth, taking care of it is our responsibility, and I would like to take this time to explain overpopulation and its effects to all of you. V.V. Snaken defines overpopulation as the state of ecosystem when the number of individuals of a species exceed the capacity of the environment. The issues surrounding overpopulation are often not related to the lack of space, but rather the lack of resources. The idea that there are limits to what we can do, such as providing food, water, energy, and other resources, is not new, wrote Gaeta Cowell. In the early 19th century, Thomas Malthus predicted that overpopulation would diminish our resources in his work, An Essay on the Principles of Population, long before Polynesian settlers discovered this firsthand. According to Rosamond McDougall, they found Easter Island, an isolated island in the South Pacific, in 400 AD and decided to settle there. Over the centuries, their numbers grew and their crops began to fail. This was due to the increased demand of resources that caused more forests to be cleared. Why could the islanders not see that the population had surpassed the island's carrying capacity? Asked McDougall. Is it time to start asking that question again? This graph provided by populationeducation.org shows the increase in population in billions over time. We didn't reach our first billion until the early 1800s. It took another 130 years to double that to 2 billion. In only 30 more years, we reached 3 billion. In another 14, we were at 4 billion. Over the next several decades, we averaged a growth of 1 billion per around 12 years. We are estimated to reach 9 billion people by 2043. We cannot possibly put 9 billion people on the planet because our agriculture and water resources are already insufficient to meet the needs of the present global population of 7 billion, states Keall. He continues by stating that over a billion people are starving and 2.6 billion don't have the access to basic sanitation which leads to disease. These issues are just a small portion of the chain of effects that Snaken refers to as global ecological problems. Here's an example of one of these chains of effects. To start, overpopulation causes the need for more resources. To get these resources, we'll have to clear more forest and mine more fossil fuels. Mining these fossil fuels will pollute the air and the waters. It'll also be a big part of global warming along with clearing these forests. The pollution of air and water will lead to many health problems to humans, to animals, and to plants. And global warming will also take a big part of that and have a big effect on all of them. Global warming is also a cause of water scarcity. Water scarcity combined with clearing of forests lead to many extinctions of thousands of different animals. And alongside animal extinction, food scarcity comes with that, combined with water scarcity, which leads to all of our major causes and effects. And that's just a start to some of the effects of overpopulation. These effects are a vicious circle that continue to be overlooked. Yao suggests that the most serious phenomenon confronting us is climate change. But what harm could climate change really be? What could climate change really cause? Well, let's just look at the first stage problems. Heat waves causing crops to die and forcing animals and people to migrate. The extinction of many species, which is self-explanatory. Glaciers and ice polar caps melting, causing water levels to rise, just as Snaken noted. So, with that alone, you can go ahead and tell your friends in New Orleans goodbye, along with pretty much all of the freshwater supply in the Philippines and in Indonesia. Oh yeah, and not to mention that 70% of our freshwater supply that's being melted away in them glaciers into the dark, salty ocean. I suppose that's enough about climate change, though. Some other side effects, or some other effects rather, to overpopulation include pollution, habitat loss, rise in unemployment, intensive farm practices, conflicts and wars, resource scarcity, high cost of living, less freedom, and even more extinction. Yale noted that humanity first surpassed the Earth's regenerative capacity around 1980. By 2007, we would need 1.5 Earths to sustain our resource consumption. However, we still have no stated population policy, says McDougall. I cannot live comfortably knowing that my ancestors, or even myself, sun might not have the water or resources they need to survive. Yao noted that humanity surpasses the Earth's regenerative capacity. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Most of these problems we face seem to be irreversible, and I have no answer to completely turn everything around. It's too late to prevent these effects from beginning, but many measures can be taken to help slow down and even maybe prevent some of these modern disasters. The most effective way to kill an unwanted weed is to pull it from the root. The first step in solving these crises and saving our future is by spreading overpopulation awareness. Hopefully, I've been successful in putting that first foot forward today, and hopefully, you will have learned enough to know what you need to know about overpopulation and its effects. Thank you.